Okay, for the time series, generally what we do, we try to calculate the amount of error which is present in the data set. Okay, so here what I have done, I have taken mean squared error. Okay, so mean squared error, the formula generally we use here as far as mean squared error is concerned. Okay, what we do, we try to have the difference between your actual birth data as well as the forecasted birth data here. Suppose let us say 35 minus 32, error is how much here? Error is 3. Okay, minus 3 is the error here. Understood? 32 minus 30, minus 2 is the error here. So like that, okay, so this mean squared error formula technique will try to calculate the amount of error which present exists in between actual birth as well as the forecasted birth. There is one standard formula generally we use here, that is 1 by n. N is nothing but the number of uh, the uh, the data here, since we have 365 here, summation of I equal to 1 of n, y of I minus y bar of I, where y of I is equal to actual birth. Okay, and y of I bar is nothing but the forecasted birth, and we are taking the square root of that one. Square value we generally we take. Why we take square value? Because to avoid the negative value. Understood? Let's say 30 minus 32. Okay, 30 minus 32, we are going to have minus 2. So to avoid that minus 2, we will be squaring it. Okay, so in the mean squared error, next okay, I'll take that one. Now let me run this. We need these two packages. Okay, it got executed again. Yes, this is also executed. Head, let me check the head now. So this is my actual data now. Now next is, okay, so it is a time to calculate the mean squared error. Okay, to let's try to calculate the mean squared error here. Okay, so to calculate the mean squared error, what we have seen here, this is not a clean data. We have NaN, so that means obviously we need to drop this. Okay, so even if you run this, it sends an error because we have the error here. So I'm going to drop my first cell, sorry, first row here. Okay, this row I'm going to drop. Okay, so to drop, you can use this statement, birth of test, birth of def. Now next is I have dropped this. Now let's try to calculate the mean squared error. So to calculate the mean squared error, same statement I'm going to run here. So my mean squared error is this one. I think yesterday, last session, madam was asking. Okay, it is showing 84%, right, ma'am? Hello,
Yes, sir.
hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 84. See, why it is 84 means we will be taking the square of the value there.
Yes,
Hope you are clear.
yes, sir.
Y of I minus y bar of I, whole square,
Whole square.
whole square we take.
Yes, sir.
Just to avoid minus, okay, we will be squaring there. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
okay, we need to take the square root of that one. To remove that square, no, generally what I am doing here, I am taking the square root of that value.
Very good. Okay.
Clear? Okay,
Yes, sir.
square root of that value. That means this is the amount of error which is present in the data now.
Okay.
9.17. That means 10% of error exists. Okay, present
Yes,
in
sir.
this data. Even it is clean data,
Yes.
almost 10% error is there. Understood? Now it's time for
Yes.
the ARIMA model. I think last session I was
Yes,
explaining
sir.
ARIMA model. Now
Yes.
it's time. Okay, have the ARIMA model. So to have ARIMA model, we need ACF, archaic information model, as well partial PACF. Okay, there are two methods here. Let me uh, uh, use those methods, ACF and PACF. Okay, and ACF and PACF generally we use to allocate or assign the values of P, D, and Q from states, states models, state models dot graphics, state models dot graphics dot TSA plots, TSA plots, TSA plots import, TSA plot imports plot PSCF. Okay, so just to for predicting purposes of the value of P. Okay, P value, to predict P value generally we use ACF and PSCF. Okay, underscore ACF, underscore ACF. Next plot underscore PACF, underscore PACF. Shift and enter. All executed now. Okay, so this is PSEF, ACF, and PSEFs to find out or identify the parameter called the Q here. Okay, so let us have a plot of, let me try to have the variable called plot of ACF, uh, f of birth, okay, which is nothing but my variable f of birth. Next, enter it. Enter it. Okay. Can you see this? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Have a look on this.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So ACF, archaic information model, generally what we do, this is used to identify or predict the value of Q. Okay, predict the value of Q. Now, while predicting the value of Q, first generally this is for the first row. 35, let's say 40 will come, no? 0 will come. I think yesterday in the last session we have seen that one. Generally we don't take the first row. Remembered?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now have a look on. So if we take a Q value, this is my actual data, which is the color light, color blue is there, no? Which is my actual data. Now these are the forecasted data value I can say here. So have a look on this. Okay, my actual data is falling below this line, right? First one.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
it's falling below 1. So that means I can use 1 for the prediction purpose. Value of Q can be 1 also. What about value of Q can also be how much? This is 0. This is 0. Forget about this one. This is 1. This can be value of Q also can be 2. Understood? Now, okay, have a look on this 3 value. So when it comes to 3, okay, almost my actual data is okay, almost it is above on this, no, Q value 3.
Yes,
Hope you are
sir.
understanding. Okay, so
Yes,
that
sir.
means
Yes,
maximum, yeah, maximum I can tune my data, or my I can, for forecasting purpose, I can tune my data up to the value Q value will equal to a 3 here. Right? Either I can give the
Yes.
value 1, or I can give the value 2, or I can give the value 3 here. Above this one, again, have a look on this fourth. Okay, fourth, it is falling down. Okay, so the actual data is above that range here. So that means maximum I can have up to 3. It is up to you now. Okay, I can either, you can have the value of Q is equal to 1, 2, or 3. But don't worry, we will have hyper tuning parameter technique. So the machine itself will take chooses the value of P, D, key, P, D, and Q. In the same way, partial archaic information model. In partial archaic information model, in this case also you can see the same thing here. Okay, autocorrelation. So the data is closely correlated when the Q value equal to 3 here. In the same way, partial correlation, suppose if I want P and what is that D value. Okay, so P and D value, to predict P and D value, generally we say PSEF. Okay, so again we'll have plot of PSEF. PSEF. Next is F of birth. Okay, F of birth. Next is shift and enter it. Shift and enter it. Have a look on this. In this case, you tell me what is the value of P here. How much, up to how much range I can go here? Select, not this one, this one. Up to what range I can select? P value. Hello? Hello?
Sir.
Up to what range I can select? Yeah, up to what range I can select P value here? Maximum. Have a look on this. This is my actual data. This is the ranges. Forget about 0. This is above, no? 1 is above, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
1 is above. That means I can choose my P value as
Uh,
P equal to 1.
from 1
Or,
to 4,
yeah,
up to 5, 2 to 5.
second also have a look
1
on
to
this.
5, sir.
No. 192, no? Where the data is exceeding, almost it is equal to the range now. That is the first P value.
Yes, sir.
This range is below, no, data is below to this line. And here data is almost near to this line, no? That is the maximum one. So that means I can use, I can have p value either 1 or 2. Okay, in the same way, if you take q value, what I got from ACF, I can have the q value either 1 or 2 or maximum 3. Clear?
Okay, sir.
Forget about that rest of the values. Just see where the maximum value, where that range touches, where my data touches the range here. In this, it is 3. 1, 2, 3. Understood? After that, okay, whatever the values are coming, forget about that one. The same way here, the p value. In the p value, okay, so in the second option, it is touching my range here. Forget about the rest of the data here. Okay, this is how we are predicting.
Okay.
P and Q value. When it comes to D, it is a difference, as I told you. D value, okay, by default, generally what we do, okay, D value either I can keep 1 or 2 maximum. Understood? Either, even you can take 3 also, but remember when you take 3, lot of processing time is required. By in XP, okay, as per my experience, usually I try to keep that D value either 1 or 2. Even you can try for 3 also, 3, 4, etc. Okay. Any doubt here? Hello.
No,
Sir,
sir.
Yeah.
Hello, no, sir.
Yeah. Swatram.
sir, both we are checking up to this blue color line only, no, sir. P also.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. See here in forecasting. Okay, in forecast, so we try to see the maximum range here. Once it is touching, after that, okay. So rest of what is that? The ranges we generally try to skip. This is very important for us. This range.
Sir, we
Yeah.
should cross this the lines which are touching this blue color uh, shaded part. That we have to take it as the D, no, sir.
Difference is 0, no? Difference is generally 1 cell, 2 cell we'll have, right? Hello? Yes, madam.
Yes, yes, sir. So,
You are still confused, I guess.
yes, sir.
Okay, any further doubt, Swati ma'am?
It means
Okay, you
support
will
that
understand that when, yeah, you will understand when I perform hypertuning parameter. Okay, so this is just remember this ACF and PACF just to understand generally what we do. We need some initial values for P, D, and Q. So that's the reason, just to understand that. Select the initial value. We try to use ACF and PACF. Later, once you get that initial value, we can perform hypertuning parameter. So where there we will get, okay, which value is to take for P, D, and Q, and which value will give, okay, lesser error for our data. Okay. Now next is before
Sir, I
designing.
have one
Yeah.
doubt, sir.
Yes.
Sir,
Yes.
Sir, that PACF we are using to predict P and D, right?
Yeah. P. This one for
Sir,
this one for Q. ACF.
okay. The ACF is for
ACF.
Q and PACF is for P and D, right? But
No.
from that
P.
figure,
Only
how
P. This
P,
is for
okay.
P. Okay.
P,
By
okay.
default, okay.
Then
So
for
we
the
just try to
D,
D default we take, no, ranges. Oh sorry.
okay.
Ranges, generally what we do in ranges, right, we try to have 0. Let's say we try to have 1 comma 2 or 3 maximum. Fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So once we get the P and D value, D you take default. Either even you can start from 0 also. Okay. Next is, now I know, let's try to have my P and D value. Let's say what I will do, I'll take P value as P value, I'll take 1. P value, let's try to decide. P value equal to 1. And D value equal to, let's say, again 1. Okay, and Q value, let us have 2. Okay, so by default, just okay, by default I have taken. Next is, it's time to design the model now. So to design the model, ARIMA model, so what I will do, first let me try to check the size now, whether the size is correct or not. That I need the total size first. check the size, birth of size. Okay, shift and enter it. Okay, it's 365, clear 365 we have. Now next is most important, whatever the data you have to divide that data in terms of training and testing. Okay, training data to train my model. Okay, using training data I'm going to train my model. Okay, and after training the model, whatever the model generated, okay, so using testing I'm going to test that. Clear? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now let's try to divide this 365 data. First is birth of train. Okay, so this is for training data, remember. Birth of train, I'll have the range of 0 to 330 because my index starts from 0. Okay, 0 to 330 I'll have 0 to 330. F of birth, F of birth, F of birth 0 to let's have I'm going to use 330. Okay, data for training. Better you have more data for training purpose. Testing, few data you can keep. Since I have only since I have only few data, 365 days of data. Okay, so it's better to keep very less amount for the testing and give maximum data for the training. Birth, birth of test, equals to birth of let's say from 330 to 365. Okay, 365. I'll use it for my training purpose. Now the complete data I have divided in training and testing purpose. Okay, training and testing. Let's try to see the size now. Okay, as far as training is concerned, birth of, let's see whether I have divided or not. One second. Sorry. Okay, so birth of train, birth underscore train, dot size. Okay, dot size, enter it. So that means 330 records are available for training purpose. And next in the same way, birth of test, birth underscore test dot size. Okay, so shift and enter it. So that means 35 record I'm using for my testing purpose. Okay, so that means I have completely divided now. Now let's try to design the model. Okay, so to design the model, again I need one library. Okay, from state, from states model, from state models, PSA, time series analysis. Okay, ARIMA, ARIMA underscore model. Okay, ARIMA underscore model. Import ARIMA. ARIMA should be, this class should be in capital letter, remember. Next is shift and enter it. Yeah, it got executed. Next is, let's try to design the model. Birth underscore model. Okay, so this is the name of my model now. Birth model equals to ARIMA, birth train, birth underscore train. Okay, so give training value. Okay, so using this training value, how much? 330 records. Okay, so I'm using 330 record. I'm going to train my model, and the model name is birth model. Okay, birth train underscore. Now you give the order now. Okay, so you give the order. So to give the order, run order. Okay, for the order, I think it should be capital. Hold on, order. Okay, give call order and equals to give the PDQ value. So let's say PDQ value PB2. How much I have given there? P value. P is 1. I have given 1 comma. Next to D value. D value is how much? 1. Again 1 I have given, and Q value is 2. Okay, Q value is 2. Let me run this. Yeah. So some warning messages are coming. That means my model is ready. Understood? My model is ready. So you can ignore that. the messages. Okay, so now yes, let's try to fit. Next model is ready now. Any doubt here, madam?
No, sir.
Okay, so model is not ready now. Now it's time to check whether my model will fit or not. Okay, it's time to check whether my model fits for my testing data or not. Now, okay, let's try to fit this model first. To fit the model, model, birth of model, okay, underscore fit equals to birth model fit. Birth model birth underscore, what is that, which is nothing but my model name. Call the model name birth model. Okay, birth model, there is an option called fit. Okay, there is an option called fit. Enter it. Okay, so shift and enter it. If any error, if it is not, if the model is not fitting, means you'll get an error that model will not fit. Let's see whether it will fit or not to my training data. It is got executed. That means my model is fitting perfectly. Next is, obviously it should fit because there are no noisy data in my data set. Next, let us have archaic information model. Let's see how much accurate percentage it gives. Birth of model. Now my model. Okay, so this model is now I'm storing in this birth of model. Birth of model. Okay, birth of model. Fit. Fit. So next is AIC, archaic information model. You just check. Let's see how much it is. 200 and 230. 200 and 230. We'll see this one later. Birth forecasted. Let's see. We'll try to pass our the testing data. Okay. So birth of. If you want, you can check this. Always, since it is already directly it is fitting. No. So my model fits now. So better you try to pass now the testing data now. To pass the testing data, so what I can do is I'll try to have one more variable, birth of forecast. Birth of forecast equals to birth model fit. This is very important. Okay, birth model fit. Let's say birth underscore model fit. Model underscore fit, which is nothing but my the model name. Forecast. How many records we have? 35 records, right? How many records? Yeah, 35 records I have. So I'll pass all the complete 35 records now. Steps. There is an option called steps 35. Okay, and give the index here. One by one it should take now. Start the index with 0. Okay, so next is, let's say shift and enter it. Shift and enter, yeah, it got executed. Now it's okay. So that means my testing record also birth of forecast, birth of forecast. Let's see. You can enter it. Can you see this? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
How much it is forecasting?
It is almost 45, sir.
How much it is? Yeah. As an average, if you take all, these are the 35 records, test record.
Yes,
And
sir.
I have tested this record using this model. Which model? This one. Okay, birth model fit. Birth model fit I have tested. And as an average, it's showing like, as an average, every day there are 44 births. Okay, as an average, there are 44 births it's showing. But we can tune this further for further extent. We can tune this by changing the order values here. 1 comma 1 comma 2 I have taken. Let's try to change this value to, let me have this value be 2. Again, let me run this. Let's see. AIC, don't want, I guess. Okay, through 30 it's showing. Forecasted value, let's see. It's showing 44 only. Okay, this is forecasted value, but the problem is here. The forecast model. Let me run this again. Hold on. X contains the constant value. What is that problem? I'm facing some problem here. Birth model fit, birth underscore model underscore fit equal to birth underscore model dot fit. What was X contains? X contains a constant. C is not allowed. What is that C? Hold on. Let me run that. Let me run this also. Yeah, here see, it is not accepting the value called a p value. Okay, it is not accepting the value 2 here. Let me change this one to 1 again. This is a problem actually. Okay, generally we face while working with Ariba model. So we don't know, we have to choose the exact value for PDQ here. Understood? Generally what we do to find out the exact value of PDQ, we perform hyperparameter tuning here. Once again, let me run this. Let me run this also. Yeah. Let this get fit. Yeah, I got, yeah. Can you see that? You saw the problem, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes,
this is very important here in Arima model. PDQ value, but have the solution for that. Okay, so next is
So
that
always we
AICF
have to
model.
take one only, sir, for D.
No. That I'll show you that in hyperparameter tuning, ma'am. Okay. But for the prediction, what I have done, just to choose the initial value, I have done that PACF and ACF. Okay. Forecasted value, but 44, 45 max, 45 max it's showing. But if you compare this one with my mean value, have a look on mean value. Okay, mean value is how much? 41, 41.9 it's showing. Okay, so there is an error of 3 here, right? Yes or no? So there is an error of 3. That means I cannot deploy this model in my production department. Understood? I need to tune this model. Again, we need to tune this. Let me try for test now. Okay, this is for forecasted. Let me try for test now. Birth of test. Birth underscore test. Birth underscore test. Okay, so next is shift and enter it. We have a look on this. As far as testing is concerned, birth underscore test. 51 I have. Okay, this is all the 35 records. 35 records, 51, the actual birth, average birth is 44 here. Understood? 46, 44, which is this 51, 44, there is a huge range here. Range of 7. Here also 46, 44. That means almost okay. 45, 1. 44, 44. Third option, oh yeah, third is it has predicted 5. 52, 45. There is a range of 6 to 7. Maximum 6, 7 range. Okay, there is a range, or I can say the error here. Maybe in this model, I have around 6 to 7% of the error. Understood? And that error comes from this PDQ value. Okay. So next is, okay, so let's try to, I can check the error also. To check the error again, what I will do, okay, I'll try to have mean squared error. Now this time what I will do, directly I will take the square of my mean squared error. NP of square root of, NP of square root of mean squared error, mean squared underscore error, mean squared error. Okay, birth test. Let's have birth test. Birth underscore test. Birth underscore test, comma birth forecasted. Let me check how much amount of error it's my model is having. Forecasted. Forecast. Okay, so next is shift and enter it. What was that error? NP square root SQRT mean squared error. Mean squared error. Mean squared. Yeah, here I have committed this. Mean squared. It should be mean squared. Mean squared. 2 times it should be. Mean squared error. Birth test. Birth forecasting. Shift and enter. Can you see this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hello. This model contains 7% of error. Understood. So will you uh, uh, can you deploy this one?
No, sir.
Hello.
No, sir.
Will you deploy this one in production level? No, we cannot. Even if you deploy this one, maybe for some time. Let's say 100 records production, 200 record production. Okay, so this model will fall. Okay, so what we need to do? What is the next solution? We have to do hyperparameter tuning. So that means I need to find out the exact value for PD or Q. Okay, have a look on this programs. Okay, just go through programs. Let me check how I can do hyperparameter tuning. 1 second. One second, participants. One second, participants. So hyperparameter tuning. 1 second. One second. Yes. So we need to do hyperparameter tuning. Okay. So before performing hyperparameter tuning, okay, we need to do data transformation. There is a technique called data transformation and data normalization. Okay. So let's start then. First, let me try to check again the same thing. Data. Let's have this process for hyperparameter tuning. There is a technique called data transformation. Okay, so data transformation, data transformation and normalization. Data transformation and normalization. Okay, yeah. So first what I will do, head. Let me check the head first. F of birth, f of birth equal to head. Birth equal to head. Let's see how much value we have. Yeah, head of birth. Yeah, perfect. So tail also, you can have tail also. F of birth dot tail, that is for the last values. Yes, okay, so there is no, already this is a clean data. Okay, so I need not to worry about this. Next is for normalization. What I will do is I try to use one more library. So library is from sklearn. sklearn pre-processing. Okay, so I need to pre-process the values of P, D, and Q here. Pre-processing. That means first I will P value first I will try for 0. Next I'll try for 1. Next I will try for 2. Maximum let's say 3. Similarly D as well as the Q value. Okay, so to do that one we required this library called pre-processing. sklearn pre-processing library. Processing. Import min max. Okay, minimum max scalar quantity. Scalar. Okay. So next is shift and enter it. Not executed. The next is what I will do. Okay, so I try to have the birth value in other variable. Birth of array equals to f of birth dot values. F of birth dot values. Values. Okay, value. Let me try to check this. should be object has no attribute values. Let me try with values. It got executed. Okay, so that means I have created one more variable called a birth array. Okay, so which is having the same value as like a birth f of birth value. Okay, birth of array. Let me check now. Shift and enter it. Yes. Okay, so I have converted all the data in terms of the array here, array value. Okay. Next is all the 365 data I have taken in array value. Next is for the hyperparameter tuning, what I will do, I try to set the range now. Scalar, min and max, scalar. C should be capital. Okay, C should be capital here. Scalar. Next to feature range. I'm just playing with the data. I'm just preparing the data. Okay, before passing that one for the hypertuning parameters. Okay, so features of range. Let's say I'll set the range 0 to 1. Okay, 0 or 1 doesn't matter whether it is P, D or Q. P can be 0, P can be 1, D can be 0, D can be 1. Okay, so P feature of range. Let's say 0 or 1. 0 comma. So next is, yeah, so I have set the range now. Next is, let's try to scalar. Let me try to fit this one. Scalar fit dot fit birth array birth underscore array. Okay. So next is shift enter it. What executed? Let's see. Okay, what values we have in scalar now. Shift and enter it. Next value, yeah. The range it is already set now. So range is 0 comma 1 now. Okay. So minimum and maximum values I have taken. Next is, if you want to check this, the minimum value, let's say maximum value or the range, what you can do is I can have scalar, nothing but a variable dot data minimum, data underscore min value. Okay. So shift and enter it. So my minimum value is something wrong here. Scalar dot data underscore min. Data underscore min. Scalar dot data underscore min. Object has no attribute called min. Data underscore min. Underscore min. Let me try with min. This. What was that error? Can someone help me, please? Hello, participants, you are there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. What is that error? Can someone just check, please? Is there any such type of method scalar dot
Yes,
data
sir. I will just search.
or max value? No, I think we can have this is okay. Anyways, that is for to have the maximum and the minimum value here. So I think I can check. Even I can use that is scalar, no? So even I can check minimum and maximum value using this formula. F of birth already is having the same data. F of birth using min value. My minimum value is I can check from this. Shift and enter it. Yeah, birth 23. 23 is the minimum value here. Let me try to check. Okay, for the maximum value. F of birth dot max here. Okay, max Let's see. What is the maximum value? I think it's 53. 73 is the maximum. This is another technique we can generally use to find out the minimum and the maximum number of birth in the data set. Next is next let's try to have normalization. Before parameter tuning, we need to do more normalization. Okay, so to normalize, I'll use the variable called data normalize, data underscore, not data underscore, birth. Let's have the variable called birth underscore normalize. Birth underscore normalize. There is an option called scalar. Scalar is having my data. Transform. Okay, transform. Okay, transform of birth. Transform of birth of array. That is the data, all the data which is stored in the array format. It got executed. Okay, so let's try to have. I'll try to display need to normalize form now. Birth of normalize, birth of normalize. Let's say first index. I'll try to have first index. Can enter it. Yeah, let's have a look on this. So if you take the first data, first data 24 it's showing. 24 it's showing the same way. Let's say have a look on this 1 second. Yeah, 34 normalize after normalization. Okay, it's showing 24. I'll come to this one. Okay. Next in the same way, let's try to have for but for second one normalize say sec 1. Okay, so after normalization it is showing a 0.18. If I want to check for 5, what I will do after normalization, the data I'll have index I of in range of 5. Say let's see print birth normalize, birth underscore normalize. Let's have index I. Let me check for any 5 data. You can see 0. This is normalizing 0.8, 14, 16, 42 it's showing. Let's see. Now next. Now what I will do, I'll try to insert again. I'll try for ARIMA model now again, after normalization. Let's see how much accuracy we are getting. Okay, ARIMA model again I'll use. Normalization, ARIMA model with normalization. ARIMA model after normalization. After normalization. Okay. So birth train, same thing. Okay, so we need to split the data first. Birth underscore train. Next, birth normalize. Okay, birth underscore normalize. 0 to 330. Okay, so this is for my training purpose. Same way, birth underscore test. Birth underscore test. Birth normalize. Birth underscore normalize. Okay, so let us have for testing purpose what I will do. Birth underscore normalize. Okay, for testing purpose I'll have 35 records. Okay, 332, 365. Okay, 365. Next, shift and enter it. Let's try to check the first number of the data sets for training and testing. Okay, birth of train dot size. Okay, size. Same way. 330 records. Yeah, 330 records. Same thing. So far so good. Birth of test. Underscore size. Okay, so I think it's 35 records. Again, we'll try to fit the model. Okay, after normalization. Let's see how much average we are going to get here. Okay, from state models, time series analysis, ARIMA underscore model, okay, ARIMA underscore model, import ARIMA, same library. I think already we have implemented, loaded this one. Shift and enter it. Got executed. Now let's try to build the model. Birth underscore model, ARIMA, birth, birth, say birth to train. Get the take the training value, birth underscore train, birth underscore train. Next is order. Let's try to have the order. Let's try to have the order be. This time what I will do, I'll try to have the order p value, say 2, q value, let's say 1, and this is 2. Okay, this is 2. Next is, let me try to shift and enter it. Shift and enter it. Shift and enter. Shift and enter. Okay, so next is, let's try to fit this model first. Birth underscore model fit underscore fit, okay, equals to birth underscore model dot fit underscore fit. Next is shift and enter it. Let me see whether this model will fit or not after normalization. Yeah, it got. Okay, so far no problem.
Yes.
Let's try to, yeah. Any doubt, participants?
No, sir.
I'm just well, see here what I have done. So here what is happening? I got 44 average. If you compare that one with the mean, there is a difference of 2 to 3. So that's why what I have done some normalization here. Okay, so after normalization, again I'm going to fit my model. Let's see how much value we are going to get after normalization. Okay, so next is fit forecast, birth forecast. Okay, forecast equals to birth underscore model underscore fit, sorry, yeah, underscore fit, which is nothing but my model name now. Forecast. Let us have the steps. All those testing record you pass. Steps equals to 35. All the 35 records. Give the index name. Start the index with 0. Okay. Next is, let me try to run this now. Let's say whether it is, yeah, it got executed. Now let's try to see how much value we are getting. Birth of forecast. Let me check now. Can you see this? Which model is better? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Hello, participants.
This one, sir. Error is only 0.46. It is around 0.
Which one?
This,
No. Have a look. This now after normalization I have done. No, so that means I have converted into, yeah. So point wise now. Okay. So but you can take 46. 46. Okay. So 46. Let me try to compare this one with my testing data. Birth of test. So here, what is the birth year? 56, right? Participants. Hello.
yes, sir.
56. So here 46, no?
Yes, sir.
So there is a range of 10.
Yes, sir.
46. So no problem. In this case, no problem. 42, 46. There is a range of error of 4.
Yes.
Hope you're understanding.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you compare this one with our previous model. Have a look on this. 5144. What is the range here? What is the range? 6, 7, no?
7.
7. Okay. Okay. In first 7, what about here? 56, 46. What is the range? Range increasing or
10.
decreasing?
Increasing.
Huh? Increasing. Which model is better?
Previous one, it was only 7.
Exactly. Exactly. Even after normalizing, okay, so if you compare after normalization, if you compare this model with this model, I think this model is far better. Previous model is far better than this.
Yes,
Hope you
sir.
are understanding.
Yes.
Okay, that means I cannot normalization technique. I can't use this in this case.
No.
Okay. Hope you are clear.
Yes, sir.
Sania, Sania,
Sir,
hello.
I'm confused, sir.
It's confusing. You have to practice. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Any doubt, Sania?
Sir, range,
Huh?
range, I didn't understand better.
Yes. Which one? Range.
Uh,
See, range. I have kept the range in between. Have a look. Range I have kept in between 0 to 1. Understood? 0 to 1. That means whatever the value is there. Okay. So whatever the value is there, let's say 56. 56, I'm keeping that 56 number of birth in between 0 to 1.
okay, sir.
Understood?
Yes,
Any,
sir, yes, sir.
any other question?
No, sir, no, sir.
Swati ma'am?
No, sir.
Hello?
It is clear, sir.
It's clear, no? So that means you have to practice, huh? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on for some. No, hold on, please. Okay. One second. One second, participants. Yeah. Now let us try to have hyperparameter tuning. Hyperparameter tuning. Uh, One second. Okay. So to have hyperparameter tuning,
Sir,
what I will do?
can we say here that Arima is better than
Let's first I'll try to set the range for PDQ. Okay. So this is another yeah. This is, hello. Yeah. So for hyperparameter tuning, we are more concerned about PDQ value. Okay. So let me write here hyperparameter tuning. Hyperparameter tuning. Hyperparameter tuning. Enter it. First, let's try to set the range. Okay. For p value, p underscore value. Let's concentrate here. Okay. Pay attention. Values equals to. I'll set the range. How much range you want to set, participants? Now, I'll set the range be 0 to 5. Fine. So that means minimum is 0 for p value and maximum is how much?
4?
4. Sorry, 5. Okay. Similarly, I'll have for d also. D values equals to range. I'll have values for d be maximum, as I told you, 3. Maximum I'll have 3. In the same way, q value. Okay, q values. Let's say I'll have the range of 0 to 5. Maximum is 5 here. 0 to 5. Next is, once the range is set, okay, I want to ignore the warning because it is going to execute many times. It's going to have all the possibilities. Let's say 0, 0, 0, it will check first. Next to 0, 1, 0. Like that, all the possibilities is going to check for all the possibilities. Okay, it is going to take little time. Fine. So sometimes even warning messages also will come. Okay, while executing. So first, before tuning this, the values of PDQ, I want to ignore the warning messages. To ignore the warning messages, what you can do is you can import one more package here. 1 second, participants. Okay, so to ignore the warning, I'll use import warnings. Okay, so import warnings. Warnings. First, let me import this. After that, I can import warnings. Warnings, yes, should be yes. Shift and enter it. Okay, it got executed. Next is warnings. What type of warnings I want to avoid? Okay, so warnings, filter, okay, filter, warnings, ignore warnings. Okay, so I want to ignore warnings, filter warnings, ignore, ignore, ignore. Fine. Shift and enter it. Now there will be no problem of warnings now. Let's try to take all the three values now. For P of values, P of values. Please pay attention here. P of values. Next is for D in D of values. D of values. In the same way, I'll take the third one also. For Q in Q of values. Okay, Q of values. Next is, let's try to divide now the training and testing values. Okay, first let us try to have the order. Order B, order equals to PDQ. P comma P comma Q. Okay. So next is I have to divide the complete record now. I have to divide the complete record in terms of train and test. Train, comma, okay. Train and test equals to where I have saved that one. What is the variable name here? Can someone tell me please? Where I'm splitting that value? Hello?
Sir.
Yeah, where I'm splitting that value? Birth normalize, birth training. Where is the data? Data, where I have to scale on birth of array. Yeah, f of birth, no?
Yes, sir.
F of birth. F of birth. So call that value now. F of birth. F underscore birth. Okay. So first record for testing, for training, what range I had given there? 0 to
0 to 330.
0 to
330.
yeah 0 to 330. Okay, 0 to 330. Okay, so in the same way, if for testing f of birth, this should be 332.
365.
It's 365, no?
Yes, sir.
365.
Yeah, so 365. Next is prediction. I'll have one more variable called prediction. Predictions equals to, I'll try to create one list. Okay, so list to have all the possibilities of PD and Q. Okay, PD, Q. Next is for I in range of length of test. Let's try to have test values. Length of test. Length of test. So next is I'll try to use try and catch block here just to avoid the ignore message or any message model. I'll call model now. Model equal to ARIMA. Model equal to ARIMA. Model equal to ARIMA. Train. Okay, train underscore order. Okay, underscore order. Underscore order. Next is
Sir, you are not given
uh,
underscore, sir.
not no train. There should be comma. Sorry, comma order. Next is model fit. Let me try to fit the model. Okay, so model fit equals to model. Okay, dot fit model dot fit and displacement. Let's start with 0 first. 0. Next is hold on. Next is yeah. So we need to have prediction. So to put the predictions. Uh, Hold on, participants. This is for 4 statement. Huh? 4 statement. Next is model. Yeah, here it's prediction P predictions. Wife equals to model fit model dot fit like model underscore the name of the model of model underscore fit go dot forecast. Okay, dot forecast. Index you give here index 0. Okay. Next is predictions append one by one. I want to predict now after taking all the values. Prediction. Okay, predictions. Okay, predictions. Append. Prediction appends. Prediction of y. Prediction of y. Next, error value. Okay, so let's see how much error we are going to get here. Okay, so for the error, we have new variable called error, mean squared error, mean squared error, mean squared error, test, comma prediction, okay, comma prediction, comma prediction. So let me try to run this. Let's see. So there is an error called unexpected end of 5 while parsing. What is that? What is that? What is that? Predictions. This should be. I think this should be. Here it is. I think indentation problem is there in this. Mean square error. I run now. One second. There's some error here. Tab, tab, tab. Run again. Enter. Unexpected mean squared error. Error. Okay. Mean squared error. Line number 13. Unexpected while end of error. Yeah, here I need to print now. Okay, so to print is print. Second participants print Arima percentage of S mean squared error MSC say MSC equals to percentage of 2F. Okay, 14 point I have only 2 here. Next is percentage of order and error. Order comma error. Next term. Enter this